Christopher Loving is undoubtedly the first man who ever trailed cattle from Texas. In 1867, we started another herd west. It was decided that Mr. Loving should go on ahead on horseback in order to reach New Mexico and Colorado in time to bid on the contracts which were to be let in July. Loving was a man of religious instincts and one of the coolest and bravest men I have ever known, but devoid of caution. Since the journey was to be made with a one-man escort, I selected Bill Wilson, the clearest-headed man in the outfit, as his companion. Now, Loving and Wilson had ridden ahead of the herd, and the gap between us must have been something like 100 miles. One day, I saw what I thought was an Indian, as I didn't suppose that any white man could be in that part of the country. I rode towards the man to reconnoiter. When some distance away, I recognized Bill Wilson. When I reached him, he was so broken and starved and shocked by knowing he was saved, I could get nothing satisfactory from him. His eyes were wild and bloodshot, and every step he took left blood in the track. We immediately wrapped his feet in wet blankets. They were swollen out of all reason. How he could walk on them is more than I can comprehend. I asked him about Loving, and he told me in detail of the trip and an attack by Indians. Loving had been too badly injured and had encouraged Wilson to make a break for help. Shortly, we met a party coming from Fort Sumner, and they told us Loving was at Fort Sumner. I found him at the hospital alone. In spite of neglect, starvation, and punishment, he lived for 22 days, perfectly rational to the last. When his mind turned back to Texas, and at last he said, "I regret to have to be laid away in a foreign country." I assured him that he need have no fears, that I would see his remains were laid in the cemetery at home in Texas. He felt this would be impossible, but I told him it would be done. Down the relentless Pecos and across the implacable plains, the 388-mile journey was singularly peaceful. Through miles of grazing buffalo, we approached the cross timbers, reached the settlements, and at last delivered the body to the Masonic Lodge at Weatherford, Texas, where it was buried with fraternal honors. Charles Goodnight.